The first time my mother called me a disappointment, I was dissecting a frog in AP biology. Her voice crackled through my flip phone, dripping with that signature passive-aggressive honey she reserved for her lectures. Amelia, darling, when are you going to stop playing with dead things and start living? I'm Dr. Amelia Collins now, and I still hear that voice every time I pick up a scalpel. Funny how some wounds never quite heal, even when you're the one who stitches people back together for a living. The irony doesn't escape me that I'm standing in the OR prep room, scrubbing up for a complex arterial reconstruction, when my phone buzzes with her number for the first time in 3 years. I let it go to voicemail. Some habits die hard. Dr. Collins? My colleague Kai pokes his head in. We're ready when you are. I nod, maintaining the methodical scrubbing motion. Just finishing up. How's the patient's pressure? Stable for now, but that aneurysm isn't getting any smaller. The surgery goes perfectly, like they usually do. My hands never shake anymore, not like they did during that first Thanksgiving dinner when I announced I'd been accepted to medical school. Medical school? Sarah had laughed, cutting into her perfect homemade pie. But you're already 22. You'll be ancient before you finish. My father hadn't even looked up from his plate. Your sister's right, Amelia. Who'll want to marry a woman who's always covered in blood? The memory dissolves as I make the final suture. Clean, precise, just like always. Back in my office, I finally check the voicemail. My mother's voice trembles, something I've never heard before. Amelia, it's Francisco. He collapsed at work. The doctor's here. They don't know what to do. Sarah's hysterical. Please, you're the only one who can help. I delete the message. Then I restore it. My phone rings again. This time it's Sarah. Amelia, please pick up. Please. I know things aren't. Francisco's dying. I let her leave 3 more messages before I text back. Send me his scans. They arrive within minutes. I study them carefully, my lips curving into a smile I'm glad no one can see. The irony is absolutely delicious. A grade 5 subarachnoid hemorrhage. Exactly my specialty. What's that look about? Kai asks, appearing in my doorway with 2 cups of coffee. He's been my rock since residency, the only one who knows the full story of my family's traditional values. Remember how my brother-in-law once told me I was wasting my youth on books instead of babies? Kai sits down, sliding 1 coffee toward me. The same brother-in-law who said women doctors were trying too hard to be men. The very same. I turn my screen to show him the scan. Guess who needs a neurovascular surgeon? Oh, shit. Kai leans forward, studying the image. That's not good. No, it's not. Without immediate intervention, he's looking at a 70% mortality rate. I take a slow sip of coffee. And would you believe it? I'm the only qualified surgeon within 200 miles. Amelia. Kai's voice carries a warning note. I know what you're thinking. Do you? I raise an eyebrow. Because I'm thinking about all those family dinners where they mocked my career choice. All those snide comments about how I'd regret not following Sarah's perfect example. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a text from my niece, Scarlett. Auntie Amelia, please help Daddy. Mommy won't stop crying. That one stings a little. Scarlett's always been different, the only one who seemed genuinely excited about having a doctor aunt. You know you're going to help them, Kai says softly. I stand up, gathering my coat. Oh, I'm going to help them all right. But first, they're going to learn exactly what it feels like to be at someone else's mercy. I pick up my phone and dial my mother's number. When she answers, she's sobbing. Amelia, thank God. Stop talking. I cut her off, my voice as sterile as my OR. I'll help Francisco on one condition. You all come to me, in person. No calls, no messages. You want my help? You crawl here and ask for it. The line goes quiet, except for her shaky breathing. But he can't be moved. He can with my medical transport team. Tick-tock, Mother. Clock's running out on your golden son-in-law. I hang up before she can respond. Kai's watching me with a mixture of concern and admiration. You're playing a dangerous game, he warns. I check my surgical schedule for tomorrow. No, Kai. I'm finally winning one. My pager beeps. Another emergency needs my attention. As I head out, I glance at my phone one last time. 3 missed calls from Sarah, 2 from my mother, and 1 text from my father. We'll be there by morning. I smile. For once, I'm not the one being summoned to the family altar. They arrive at 6:43 a.m., looking like they've aged years overnight. My mother's makeup is smeared, Sarah's designer clothes are wrinkled, and my father's shoulders are slumped lower than usual. Scarlett clutches her favorite stuffed rabbit, the one I bought her last Christmas. I make them wait in my apartment lobby for exactly 17 minutes before coming down. Auntie Amelia! Scarlett breaks free from Sarah's grip and runs to me. I catch her in a hug, allowing myself this one moment of warmth before facing the others. Hello, sweetheart. I pull back, keeping my voice gentle. Why don't you sit over there and read while the grown-ups talk? My mother steps forward, arms outstretched. Amelia, darling. Stop. I hold up my hand. Sit down, all of you. They comply like scolded children. It's almost comical. These people who once wielded so much power over me, now perched nervously on my lobby's uncomfortable chairs. Do you remember Sarah's wedding? I ask, my voice eerily calm. I had just finished my first year of residency, 72-hour shifts, top of my class. Sarah shifts uncomfortably. She knows what's coming. Tell them what you said during your toast, Sarah. Amelia, please. Tell them. Sarah swallows hard. I said I was glad I chose the path of love and family instead of ending up alone with textbooks. And everyone laughed, I continue. Even Francisco, especially Francisco. Remember what he added? My father clears his throat. Amelia, that was years ago. He said, at least someone in the family knows what really matters. I lean forward. Well, guess what matters now? My textbooks, my training, my lonely, loveless life of saving people. My mother wipes her eyes. We were wrong. We see that now. No. I cut her off. You're desperate now. There's a difference. Sarah stands up suddenly. What do you want from us? Francisco is dying. Do you want us to beg? Fine. I'm begging. I smile, but there's no warmth in it. Remember last Thanksgiving, when I couldn't make it because I was on call? What does that have to do with... You told everyone I was hiding from real responsibilities, that my career was just an excuse to avoid growing up. I pull out my phone, showing them Francisco's scans. Well, here's what your real husband's brain looks like right now. Still think my responsibilities aren't real enough? Scarlett looks up from her book, concerned by the rising voices. I lower my tone. I'll help Francisco, but here are my terms. First, you sign complete medical power of attorney over to me. Second, you post a public apology on social media. Tag all the relatives, all the church friends, everyone who's ever heard you mock my choices. Third, this ends. The manipulation, The judgment, all of it. You can't be serious. My father finally speaks up. Watch me. I stand, straightening my white coat. I have rounds to do. You have 1 hour to decide. After that, I'll recommend Francisco be transferred to a facility in another state. My mother grabs my arm as I turn to leave. Please, we're family. Family? I laugh, and it sounds hollow even to my ears. Family doesn't spend 20 years treating their daughter like a failure because she dared to dream bigger than baking pies. I bake pies and raise children. Sarah snaps. Stop acting like that makes me inferior. No, Sarah, you made me inferior every chance you got. Remember when I got my board certification? You announced your 3rd pregnancy at my celebration dinner. That wasn't intentional. Neither is this. I check my watch. 55 minutes left. I'd start drafting that social media post if I were you. I walk away, but Scarlett's voice stops me. Auntie Amelia, is Daddy going to be okay? The question hits me like a punch to the gut. I turn back, kneeling to her level. If they let me help him, yes, I promise. Then they will, she says with a child's simple logic, because they love Daddy more than they hate saying sorry. Out of the mouths of babes, I reach my office to find Kai waiting with coffee and concern. How'd it go? They'll cave, I say, accepting the cup. They have to. And then what? Then I save Francisco's life, and they live with knowing they needed the daughter they never wanted. My phone buzzes. It's Sarah. We'll do it. All of it. Just please help him. I show Kai the message. He sighs. You know this won't fix what they did to you. No, I agree, already pulling up the transfer paperwork. But it might prevent them from doing it to Scarlett. I text Sarah back. Have the papers ready in an hour. And Sarah, make sure that social media post includes the word sorry, not regret, not wish. Sorry. The response is immediate. Anything you want. Just save him. I close my eyes, savoring the moment. Anything I want. Words I never thought I'd hear from my perfect sister. Karma, it seems, has perfect timing. The social media post goes up exactly 47 minutes later. Sarah's hands shake as she shows me her phone. To all our friends and family, I read aloud, watching their faces. We owe our sister Amelia a long overdue apology. For years we mocked her choice to pursue medicine, belittled her sacrifices, and treated her career as less valuable than traditional roles. We were wrong. My mother wrings her hands. Is that sufficient? Keep reading, Sarah whispers. Today, my husband's life depends on the very skills we ridiculed. We're sorry, Amelia. Not because we need you now, but because we should have supported you all along. Please share this post to help us make amends. Kai appears in the doorway with the medical power of attorney forms. He raises an eyebrow at the scene, my family huddled around my desk like supplicants at an altar. The notary's here, he announces. My mother's hand trembles as she reaches for the pen. This seems extreme. Surely we can trust you without legal documents. Like I trusted you to support me? I counter. Sign it, or Francisco stays where he is. Sarah grabs the pen from our mother. I'll sign first. Her signature is angry, sharp strokes across the paper. There. Happy now? Getting there. I slide the paper to our mother. Your turn. What exactly does this mean? My father interrupts, reading over her shoulder. Full medical power of attorney? It means I make all medical decisions for Francisco. Treatment plans, medications, rehabilitation options, everything. That's ridiculous! Sarah explodes. I'm his wife! And I'm his only hope, I reply calmly. Sign it, Mother. My mother signs, then my father as witness. Kai escorts the notary in, and it's official. Francisco's life is literally in my hands. Now what? Sarah asks, voice hollow. Now I arrange his transfer. He'll be here by evening. I stand, straightening my coat. Go get some rest. You look terrible. That's it. My mother sounds lost. We just wait? Welcome to my world. All those nights I spent studying while you told me I was wasting my youth. This is what I was preparing for. Scarlett, who's been quietly drawing in the corner, looks up. Can I stay with Auntie Amelia? The request catches everyone off guard. Sarah's face flushes. Honey, Auntie Amelia's very busy. Actually, I interrupt, she can stay. I have a guest room and it'll be easier having her close to the hospital. You can't just take my daughter. Like you took my graduation dinner to announce your pregnancy, or my residency celebration to showcase your perfect marriage. I smile at Scarlett. Go pack your backpack, sweetheart. We'll get ice cream after I check on some patients. After they leave, Sarah practically dragging my protesting mother out, Kay confronts me. Using the kid as leverage? That's cold, even for you. I'm not using her, I protest. She's the only innocent one in this mess. And having her here has nothing to do with twisting the knife. Before I can answer, my phone buzzes. It's Varda, my mother's priest's daughter, commenting on Sarah's post. Praying for Francisco, and for this beautiful reconciliation, I snort. Beautiful reconciliation? More like beautiful karma. Amelia, Kai says softly, at some point you'll have to stop punishing them. Why? They never stopped punishing me. I check my watch. Francisco's transport is in 4 hours. I need to prep the OR team. Just remember something. Kai catches my arm. That little girl adores you. Don't make her collateral damage in your revenge plot. I shake him off, but his words follow me down the hall. In the elevator, I check Sarah's post again. The comments are flooding in. So brave to admit your mistakes. Praying for your family. Thank God for Dr. Amelia. 20 years of judgment, erased by one crisis and a Facebook post. My phone buzzes again. A text from Sarah. Scarlett's packed, but please, Amelia, don't turn her against me. I think of all the times Sarah turned our family against me. How easy it would be to whisper poison in Scarlett's ear. Instead, I text back. I'm not you. The elevator opens to the OR floor. My team is waiting for briefing, charts ready, faces serious. Here, in this sterile sanctuary, I'm not the bitter sister or the family disappointment. I'm just Dr. Amelia, and lives depend on my steady hands. Prep for a grade 5 subarachnoid hemorrhage, I announce. Transport arrives at 1800 hours. As they scatter to prepare, I catch my reflection in the window. I look exactly like what my family never wanted me to be. Powerful, independent, necessary. Scarlett appears in the doorway, backpack in hand, smiling like I'm her hero. Maybe I am. Maybe that's enough. But first, I have a brother-in-law to save, and a family to remake in my image. The medical transport helicopter lands at exactly 6:02 p.m. I stand on the helipad, watching Francisco's stretcher being unloaded, vital signs beeping steadily on the portable monitors. He looks smaller, somehow, unconscious and intubated, not at all like the man who once told me I'd die alone with my medical journals. Stats, I ask the flight medic. BP's holding at 140/90, GCS 6, No significant changes during transport. I nod, already moving alongside the stretcher. All 3 is prepped. Let's move. Sarah tries to follow us into the restricted area. Please, You need to wait here. I cut her off. This is my domain now, remember? He's my husband! And I'm his doctor. The paperwork you signed, this is what it means. I gesture to a nurse. Show my sister to the waiting room. The next 12 hours are a blur of focused intensity. Francisco's aneurysm is complex, nestled deep in his brain's architecture. Every movement of my hands could mean the difference between life and death, speech and silence, memory and emptiness. Suction, I command, not taking my eyes off the surgical field. More light. Kai, assisting today, adjusts the surgical lamp. BP's dropping. I see it. My hands remain steady as I navigate through delicate tissue. Push 10 of mannitol. 3 hours in, we hit a critical moment. The aneurysm is exposed, but one wrong move could trigger catastrophic bleeding. Come on, Francisco, I mutter. Don't make me explain to Sarah why her perfect husband isn't so perfect anymore. Amelia, Kai warns quietly. I know. Professional distance. At hour 7, a nurse pokes her head in. Dr. Collins, your niece is asking for you. She's crying. Tell her I'm saving her daddy, I reply, not looking up. And get my mother away from the nurse's station. I can hear her praying from here. Hour 9 brings the first real challenge, a small bleeder that takes 30 tense minutes to control. My back aches, my feet are numb, but my hands never waver. You've got this, Kai encourages. Of course I do, I respond. I didn't waste my youth on books for nothing. Finally, after 11 hours and 43 minutes, I step back from the table. Close him up. I'll talk to the family. In the scrub room, I catch my reflection. Blood-spattered scrubs, surgical cap askew. I look exactly like what my mother always feared I'd become. The waiting room falls silent when I enter. Sarah jumps up, mascara streaked down her face. My mother clutches her rosary. My father actually makes eye contact for once. He's stable, I announce. The aneurysm is clipped. We'll know more about cognitive function when he wakes up. Sarah collapses into tears. My mother rushes to hug me, but I step back. Don't. I'm not done. I keep my voice clinical. Recovery will be long. Months, maybe years. He'll need intensive rehabilitation, and every decision, every single one, goes through me first. But he's alive, my father says quietly. You saved him. Yes, I did. The daughter you said would never amount to anything just saved your golden son-in-law's life. I check my phone. Visiting hours are over. Come back tomorrow at 9. Can't we see him now? Sarah pleads. No, he's in recovery, and you're not immediate family. I'm his wife. And I'm his medical proxy. 9 a.m. I turn to leave, then pause. Oh, and Sarah, your Facebook post only has 87 shares. I expected better. I find Scarlett curled up in my office, sleeping on the small couch. Kai sits nearby, watching over her. She refused to leave until she saw you, he explains. I shake her gently. Hey, kiddo. Daddy's okay. She blinks awake. You fixed him? I did, just like I promised. She hugs me tight, not caring about my bloody scrubs. You're a superhero. The words hit differently coming from her. Not mocking, not desperate, just pure belief. Let's get you home, I say, suddenly exhausted. It's way past your bedtime. Can we have pancakes tomorrow? Sure, and maybe we'll video call your mom so she can see you're okay. Kai raises an eyebrow at this unexpected mercy. What? I challenge as we walk out. I'm not completely heartless. Never said you were. He helps me gather Scarlett's things. Just remember, that little girl is watching how you handle power. Maybe show her a better way than what you were shown. I carry Scarlett to my car, her head heavy on my shoulder. In the rearview mirror, I can see my family still in the waiting room, looking lost and small. Sweet dreams, superhero, Scarlett mumbles as I tuck her into my guest bed. I pause in the doorway, watching her drift off. Maybe Kai's right. Maybe there's more power in mercy than revenge. But first, I need to see how many more shares that Facebook post gets overnight. Francisco opens his eyes on the third day. I'm checking his neurological responses when his hand twitches and his eyelids flutter. Sarah? His voice is raspy from the intubation. Try again, I say, shining my penlight in his eyes, pupils equal and reactive. He blinks, focusing on me. Recognition dawns, followed by confusion. Where's my wife? Not you. Charming as ever, Francisco. I make notes in his chart, even with half your skull recently opened. Sarah bursts in, having been alerted by the nurses. Francisco! Oh, thank God! Ma'am, I say sharply, this is a sterile environment. You need to wear a gown and mask. She freezes halfway to his bed. But I'm his what? The woman who gets to ignore medical protocols? I hand her a surgical mask. Gown, mask, or leave. My mother appears in the doorway, already properly gowned. How is he? Ask his doctor. Francisco mumbles. The cold one. I check his vitals again. Neurological functions appear intact, including his charming personality. Motor response is good. Memory. I turn to him. What's the last thing you remember? Board meeting, headache, then nothing. Sarah hovers at his bedside, now properly gowned. You collapsed. We almost lost you, but Amelia, she saved you. Francisco looks at me, really looks at me, for perhaps the first time in 15 years. You did the surgery? Surprised? I thought women doctors were just playing dress-up in scrubs. I quote his words from Christmas 3 years ago. He has the grace to look embarrassed. I was wrong. Yes, you were. And now you're alive because of it. I move toward the door. Rest. Physical therapy starts tomorrow. My mother follows me out. Amelia, darling, we've been thinking. Now that Francisco's stable, perhaps we could transfer him closer to home. Sarah needs her support system. No. But the papers you signed, remember? He stays here, under my care, until I decide otherwise. She wrings her hands. You're being vindictive. No, Mother. I'm being thorough. He needs specialized neuro rehab, which my hospital provides, unless you'd prefer him learning to walk again in that charming local clinic you all thought was good enough. Kai appears with coffee and concern. Everything okay here? Fine, I say, accepting the coffee. Mother was just leaving. Actually, she persists, I wanted to discuss something else. Sarah's struggling, being away from home. Perhaps if you could authorize her staying with Francisco overnight. Absolutely not. She's his wife. And I'm his doctor. Visiting hours are 9 to 6. End of discussion. Later that afternoon, I find Sarah in Francisco's room, showing him photos on her phone. Look, honey, remember this? Our anniversary dinner? The one where you both made jokes about my empty apartment? I interrupt. Visiting hours are over. Please, Sarah turns to me. Just a few more minutes. Like the few more minutes you gave me at Dad's retirement party before announcing your promotion to stay-at-home mom. Francisco shifts in his bed. You're still angry about all that? Angry? No. I'm successful. There's a difference. I check his IV. Sarah, out. Now. After she leaves, Francisco grabs my wrist. You've made your point. Have I? Because I remember you telling me I'd regret choosing medicine over family. How's that working out for you? He lets go. We were wrong about you. Yes, you were. And now you get to live with that knowledge. Literally. I adjust his medication drip. Sleep well. I find Scarlett in my office, doing homework. How's Daddy? Better. Want to see him? Her face lights up. Can I? Of course. You're the only one who never made fun of my job. We walk to Francisco's room together, her small hand in mine. She runs to his bed, careful of the tubes and wires just like I taught her. Daddy, Auntie Amelia says you're getting better. Francisco's face softens. Princess, I missed you. Auntie Amelia makes the best pancakes, and she taught me about the brain and... That's enough medical talk, Sarah interrupts from the doorway. Time to go, sweetie. Actually, I say, Scarlett's staying with me tonight. Doctor's orders. Sarah's face tightens. You can't keep taking my daughter! Like you took my dignity, my confidence, my place in this family. Mommy, Scarlett intervenes. Don't fight. Auntie Amelia's helping. Francisco watches this exchange with new eyes. Sarah, let her stay. We owe Amelia that much. Sarah leaves in tears. My mother's probably already speed-dialing her prayer circle. But here, in this hospital room, something has shifted. Thank you, Francisco says quietly, for saving my life. I check his charts one last time. Don't thank me yet. Physical therapy starts at 7 a.m., and I'm not known for being gentle. Scarlett hugs him carefully. It's okay, Daddy. Auntie Amelia's tough because she cares. Out of the mouths of babes, indeed. I'm moving back to Mom's house. Sarah announces 2 weeks into Francisco's recovery. We're standing in my office, where she's barged in unannounced. Just temporarily, until things settle. I look up from my paperwork. No, you're not. Excuse me? The agreement was clear. Francisco needs specialized rehabilitation. That means you stay here. I can't handle this anymore. Sarah's voice cracks. This hospital. Your rules. Watching you parade around like some kind of savior. Parade around? I stand slowly. You mean do my job? The one you all mocked? You're enjoying this too much, she accuses, using his condition to control us. Like you used your perfect life to control me. A knock interrupts us. It's Francisco's physical therapist. Dr. Collins, your brother-in-law is refusing today's session. I grab my coat. Oh, is he? We find Francisco in his bed, arms crossed. I'm tired. No therapy today. That's not how this works. I check his charts. Up. Now. You can't force me. Actually, I can. Remember those papers you all signed? I smile coldly. Either you do your therapy, or I transfer you to a rehabilitation facility 3 states away. Sarah gasps. You wouldn't. Try me. Francisco struggles to sit up. This is abuse of power. No, this is medical care. The kind you need because you ignored warning signs for months while telling everyone I was wasting my life in hospitals. The physical therapist shifts uncomfortably. Should I come back? No, I say firmly. Francisco's doing his full session. Aren't you, Francisco? He glares, but swings his legs over the bed's edge. Later, I find Kai in the cafeteria. Sarah's trying to run away to Mommy. He sighs. Can you blame her? You're not exactly making this easy. Easy? I laugh. Like they made it easy for me. Every holiday, every family event, every single... I get it, he interrupts. They were awful, but you're starting to sound like them. Before I can respond, my phone rings. It's Scarlett. Auntie Amelia, Mommy's crying in the bathroom. She packed our bags. My stomach tightens. Stay where you are, sweetheart. I'm coming. I find them in the family waiting area, suitcases packed. My mother's there too, of course, probably orchestrating the whole thing. Going somewhere? I ask, making them jump. Amelia, my mother starts. Be reasonable. Reasonable? Like when you told me no man would want a woman who worked holidays. Or when you said I was betraying God's plan for women. That's enough. Sarah stands. You've made your point. We were wrong. We're sorry. But this revenge fantasy has to stop. Revenge? I step closer. I'm providing world-class medical care. I'm ensuring proper rehabilitation. You're punishing us! Sarah's voice echoes through the waiting room. Using Francisco's condition as a weapon. Mommy! Scarlett's small voice cuts through the tension. You said we were going home. But what about Daddy? Sarah crumbles. Honey, I can't... Can't what? I press. Can't handle not being in control. Welcome to my entire childhood. Please, my mother begs. We'll follow all the medical instructions. Just let us go home. Home to what? Your prayer circle? Your gossip network? The same toxic environment that made me feel worthless for wanting more than marriage and babies? Scarlett tugs at my coat. Auntie Amelia? You're scaring me. The words hit like a slap. I look down at her worried face and see something I never wanted to see. Fear. Not of the situation, but of me. Kai appears, as he always does when I need grounding. Everything okay here? No, Scarlett answers before anyone else can. Everyone's fighting, and Mommy wants to leave Daddy and Auntie Amelia's being scary. The truth from a child's mouth. I sink into a chair. Sarah, I say finally, you want to go home? Fine. But you follow my rehabilitation plan to the letter. Weekly check-ins, no skipping therapy, and Scarlett stays in her school here until Francisco's stable. You're agreeing? My mother sounds suspicious. With conditions. I look at Scarlett. And you, miss, can visit me whenever you want. Deal? She hugs me tight. Deal. Sarah wipes her eyes. Why the change of heart? I watch Scarlett, seeing myself at that age, before the mockery, before the judgment, before I learned to use success as armor. Because someone wise once told me power isn't about control, it's about choices. I stand. You can go home, but remember, Francisco's medical care remains my decision. Thank you, Sarah whispers. Don't thank me yet. I head for the door. I still expect that Facebook post to stay up. And Sarah, next time you're tempted to mock someone's dreams, remember these weeks. As I walk away, I hear Scarlett ask, Mommy, why was everyone so mean to Auntie Amelia before? Sometimes revenge comes in unexpected packages, like the honest questions of a child. The local news station wants to do a story about Francisco's miracle recovery and the devoted sister-in-law surgeon who saved him. The reporter, A perky blonde named Jessica sets up in my office. "Such an inspiring family story," she gushes, adjusting her microphone. "The prodigal daughter returns to save the day." I smile thinly. Something like that. My mother hovers nearby, already camera ready. Of course she insisted on being here. Sarah sits quietly in the corner, watching me with wary eyes. "So, Dr. Collins," Jessica begins, "what made you decide to help your brother-in-law despite the family's previous differences?" Previous differences? I laugh. "You mean how they spent 20 years telling me I was wasting my life? How they mocked my career choice at every family gathering?" The reporter's smile falters. Let me tell you about previous differences. When I got into medical school, my mother here told everyone I was having a mental breakdown. When I graduated top of my class, my sister announced her pregnancy at my celebration dinner. "Amelia," my mother warns, "this isn't the time." "Oh, but it is." I turn to the camera. "Want to know why this story is inspiring? Because sometimes the black sheep of the family becomes the shepherd. Sometimes the daughter you shame for being ambitious becomes the only one who can save you." Sarah stands abruptly. "Stop it! This isn't about you." "Isn't it? Wasn't everything always about me not fitting your perfect mold? Well, guess what? My cold dedication to medicine is the only reason Francisco can walk today." The reporter looks between us, sensing a better story. "There seems to be some underlying tension." "Tension?" I laugh again. "Show them the Facebook post, Sarah. Show them what it took to get me to help." "You forced us to humiliate ourselves publicly." Sarah explodes. "You made us crawl." "Like you made me crawl every time I achieved something? Every time I reached higher than your small-minded expectations?" The camera keeps rolling as Sarah steps closer. "You're not better than me just because you're a doctor." "No, I'm better than you because I didn't need to tear someone down to feel good about my choices." My mother tries to step between us. "Girls, please." "Tell them, Mother." I cut her off. "Tell them how you prayed for me to find my true calling as a wife and mother. Tell them how you called my ambition a sin." The reporter's eyes are wide. "This is not what we expected. Life rarely is." I stand, straightening my white coat. "You want an inspiring story? Here's one. Sometimes the people who should support you the most become your biggest obstacles. Sometimes success is the best revenge." "Revenge?" Sarah's voice breaks. "Is that all this was? Using Francisco's condition to punish us?" "No. This was about showing you exactly what you almost threw away, what you mocked, what you belittled." I turn to the camera. "Young girls watching this, don't let anyone tell you your dreams are too big. Don't let family traditions cage you. And if they try, remember my story." "Cut!" The reporter signals her cameraman. "Dr. Collins, this isn't quite the heartwarming angle we— Truth rarely is heartwarming." I check my pager. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have patients who actually value what I do." My mother grabs my arm. "You've ruined everything. Again." "No, Mother, I've just refused to play my assigned role. Again." As I leave, I hear Sarah talking to the reporter, trying to salvage the situation. But it's too late. The truth is out, raw and unfiltered. I find Kai in the hallway, obviously having heard everything. "That was quite a performance." "It wasn't a performance." "No," he agrees. "It was a public execution of their reputation." "They executed my dreams for years. Seems fair." He hands me a coffee. "And how does victory taste?" Before I can answer, Scarlett appears, tears in her eyes. Why do you hate Mommy so much? The question hits harder than any of Sarah's accusations. I don't hate her, sweetheart. Then why are you so mean? You saved Daddy. You're a hero, but you're acting like the bad witch in my stories. Kai gives me a pointed look. Out of the mouths of babes. I kneel to Scarlett's level. Sometimes grown-ups hurt each other because they're hurting inside. Then stop hurting, she says simply. You won. Daddy's better. Mommy said sorry. Why can't that be enough? The reporter appears, microphone still in hand. Dr. Collins? Your niece might have just given us our angle. Healing more than bodies, a story of family redemption. I look at Scarlett's hopeful face, then at the microphone. You want a story? Here's your story. I became a doctor to save lives. Today I learned that sometimes the life you need to save is your own. The reporter smiles. Now that's heartwarming. But all I can see is Scarlett's face, showing me what victory really costs. Maybe it's time to stop winning and start healing. The day Francisco gets discharged, I find him sitting alone in his room, staring out the window. Ready to go home? I ask, checking his final charts. Sarah's not coming, he says quietly. She filed for separation yesterday. I pause. I didn't know. Guess you got what you wanted. He turns to face me. Complete family destruction. That wasn't it? His voice is tired rather than angry. You used my condition to break us. Congratulations. I sit in the visitor's chair. I used your condition to save your life. While destroying my marriage? No, I correct him. Your marriage was destroyed by years of enabling toxic behavior. Sarah's leaving because she finally sees that. He looks at me properly. You really believe that? I believe that truth once seen can't be unseen. I hand him his discharge papers. Sign here. As he signs, Kai appears with a wheelchair. Your chariot awaits. Where's he going? I ask. Sarah's house or my mother's? Neither. Francisco says. I got an apartment near the Rehabilitation Center. Fresh start. Something twists in my chest. Fresh start sounds good. Yeah. He struggles into the wheelchair. You know what I realized during all those therapy sessions you forced on me. We were cruel to you. Not just unkind, cruel. And for what? Because you dared to want more? Francisco, let me finish. He holds up a hand. I watched you save lives these past weeks. Watched you work impossible hours, make impossible decisions. And I thought about all the times I called you cold, called you unwomanly. You weren't alone in that. No. But I was wrong. He looks down at his hands. Thank you. Not just for saving my life, but for showing me what real strength looks like. Kai clears his throat. Ready to go? Almost. Francisco pulls out his phone. One last thing. My phone buzzes. It's a social media notification. Francisco has made a post. Today, I leave the hospital, walking and talking because my sister-in-law chose ambition over tradition. To every parent mocking their daughter's dreams, every husband belittling his wife's career, you might need that woman you're trying to shrink one day, and if you're lucky, she'll be as good a doctor as Amelia. You didn't have to do that. I say quietly, yes, I did. He puts his phone away. Scarlett wants to be a doctor now, you know. Says she wants to be just like her auntie Amelia. My eyes burn. She should aim higher. Higher than saving lives and changing minds? Not sure that exists. Kai starts wheeling him out. I follow them to the hospital entrance. where a taxi waits. "Your mother called," Francisco says as Kai helps him into the car. "Wants to know if you're coming to Sunday dinner." I told her to stop asking for your presents and start earning it." He smiles slightly. "Hope that was okay." I help load his bags. "More than okay." "Scarlett has my weekends," he continues. I told Sarah her our daughter needs strong female role models. Real ones, not Pinterest-perfect facades. Are you asking me too? I'm asking you to be exactly who you are, the aunt who shows her that women can be powerful without being cruel, ambitious without being cold. The taxi driver honks impatiently. "One more thing," Francisco says. "That medical power of attorney, keep it. I trust your judgment more than anyone's now." He closes the door and the taxi pulls away. I watch until it turns the corner. "Well," Kai says beside me. That was unexpected. Everything about this was unexpected. I turn to head back inside. "Come on, we have surgery scheduled." "That's it? No dramatic final monologue about revenge and victory?" I stop at the hospital doors. "You know what the best revenge is? Living well, being exactly what they said you couldn't be." "And what's that?" "Successful, respected, necessary." I push through the doors. "And most importantly, unashamed." My phone buzzes again. A text from Scarlett. "Daddy says I can watch your surgery next weekend if I keep my grades up. Can I borrow your old medical books?" I smile as I text back. "Better idea. Let's get you some new ones." Kai reads over my shoulder. "Creating your own mini-me?" "No," I reply, heading for the OR. Teaching the next generation that they don't need anyone's permission to be extraordinary. The OR board shows 3 surgeries scheduled, 3 more lives to save, 3 more chances to prove that the girl they mocked became exactly who she was meant to be. Not their version of success, not their version of womanhood, just pure, unfiltered excellence. And somewhere across town, a little girl is dreaming bigger dreams because of it. That's not revenge. That's revolution.